We are MakilalaTV, the first Filipino-American TV talk show in the New York metro area. Get to know us as we talk to the community leaders, innovators, advocates, and emerging artists who affect Filipino-American life. Welcome to MakilalaTV, the first and now longest-running Filipino TV talk show in the New York metro area, where we celebrate Filipino stories, healing, and representation. I am Rachelle Ocampo, lead co-host, joined along with my co-host, Cristina Pastor, and guest co-host, attorney Elizabeth Cueva. In many of our families, we grew up with the tiis lang mentality, pushing through the pain, staying quiet, and putting ourselves last. But today, we're asking, what if healing is not about enduring pain, but about listening to our bodies? Our episode, Healing Through Movement and Representation, Filipino Physical Therapists Breaking the Tiis Mentality, features two incredible Filipino leaders who are changing how our community thinks about strength and care. First, Dr. Rena Eleázar, a board-certified sports physical therapy specialist, strength and conditioning coach, and founder of Rena Eleázar Physical Therapy and Sports Performance in New York City. She also serves as Director of Sports Performance for New York Grilled Ultimate, supporting women and gender non-conforming athletes and expanding access to high-level sports care. Joining her is Dr. Zeena Hernandez, a doctor of physical therapy with over 10 years of experience and the 2018 Physical Therapist of the Year from the Academy of Filipino-American Physical Therapists. She owns Good Reps Physical Therapy in Brooklyn, helping athletes of all levels recover, get stronger, and move better. Together, they remind us that caring for our bodies is an act of empowerment, not tiis. So let's begin. So welcome, Dr. Zeena, Dr. Rena, on MakilalaTV. My first question really is just, let's get to know you. Tell us who you are, and what kind of physical therapist are you, and who do you work with?
My name is Rena Eleázar. I am a board-certified specialist in sports physical therapy. I work with mainly field athletes, team sport athletes, and I work with a lot of women and gender non-conforming athletes. They tend to be underserved in the sports realm. And so from working in other professional organizations, I try to bring that experience to them.
Wow, okay. And Dr. Zeena?
Yeah. My name is Zeena. I'm the owner and founder of Good Reps Physical Therapy. We serve the community in Brooklyn. We specialize in helping barbell athletes, runners, and fitness athletes of all levels, from novices to the Olympic level.
Olympic level. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I see that you're both in sports physical therapy, and I was wondering how you came into that particular, position. What triggered your interest in that particular, aspect of physical therapy? And also, I would just also want to find out what's the difference between an occupational therapist and a physical therapist.
So I'll answer the second question first, the difference between occupational therapy and physical therapy. So with a lot of occupational therapists, the joke is that occupational therapists treat from the waist up and physical therapists treat from the waist down, but that's actually not true.
Oh, okay. I'm going to remove that.
Okay. Both professions are capable of treating the entire body. Mm-hmm. Occupational therapy works a lot with fine tasks and daily tasks. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times in occupational therapy, they'll work on putting on clothes, mm-hmm. or the coordination to eat,
okay.
and use utensils, uh-huh. and come up with strategies to help somebody recover those skills. Uh-huh. Whereas physical therapy, it's a lot more, I would say it's usually a lot more global movement. There are moments where if we're treating the hand or something where they become much more fine, but overall it's much bigger movements, much more global movements.
So Zeena, how did you meet Heidelin Diaz And how did you become her trainer?
So I'm a weightlifter myself, and I guess there's not a lot of us women in weightlifting, and it's such a small community. We first connected through us being passionate about helping young athletes get started as well. So we connected, we started a charity where we were collecting shoes here in the States to send back to the Philippines to help support the grassroots projects for weightlifting in the Philippines.
So you were the trainer when she won the Olympics?
We started working together in 2018 and 19, and you know, she competed 2021 because of the pandemic. So I'm her physical therapist. She has her own coach. She has her nutritionist.
Oh, that's
yes,
right.
yes.
So what is it
And
about
then she's a sports
weightlifting?
psychologist.
What is it about weightlifting that attracts women to it?
Rena,
Maybe both
do you
of
want
you
to
can
answer?
answer.
Rena
I also compete in
That's right.
weightlifting.
Yeah. So what is it about that sport?
Yeah.
For me, my background is in swimming. I swam for probably around 15 years until my first year of college. And after doing that for so long and having a routine and being coached, it was hard for me to find something else to do that as an adult. And so I came into weightlifting by way of CrossFit. Weightlifting is a component of CrossFit. And for me, the technical aspect of everything and learning, because of being a physical therapist and learning all about body mechanics and levers and how your body works in different ways in that regard, it was always very interesting to me to learn the technical aspects of weightlifting. And the weightlifting movements are extremely technical movements. So it's always engaging for me in that way.
So what weight level are you?
Both of you.
The question is for both of you.
Are you asking how much I lift?
I think that's how you live question.
I guess.
Don't be modest. Tell them she's really good.
Oh my God. Zeena, putting me on the spot.
Right?
She's ranked in New York State. I'm so
Oh,
proud
that's
of
right.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Those rankings just came out.
Yeah.
So I'm a 69 kilogram weightlifter.
69 kilos.
That's my weight class. And so you're spread out into different classes. And then I'm also a master's athlete. So meaning age group 35 to 39 years old. And so my best snatch, which is the one that goes straight from the floor to over your head in one movement. My best at that is 70 kilos, so
70
about
kilos.
154 pounds.
How many sacks of rice is that?
Yeah.
Literally 154
My weight.
What about Zeena?
Um,
How much can you carry or lift or snatch?
I'm a 53 kilogram weightlifter. I am now going to be in the 35 to 39 division this year, and I guess my total, my snatch, which is that lift from the floor to overhead, my best one is 61 kilos.
61 kilos.
So we have like Zeena and Rena, the warrior physical therapists.
Sounds like it.
And I see that you're both athletes. So
Yeah.
was that the reason? Was that the reason that motivated you to become like physical therapist in your career?
For me, it was a big part of it. So as I was going through my swimming career, I did have some injuries, and it was actually a bad experience in physical therapy that made me want to pursue it.
Okay.
And my goal is to try to be the physical therapist I wish I had during that time.
You too.
My journey is a little bit different. I wasn't an athlete growing up, but I grew up with my grandfather. He had a stroke. He was hemiplegic. And at that time, we really didn't have the resources for him to get rehab. And so learned about physical therapy through that. And also my mom gave me two choices: be a nurse, be a physical therapist. And I'm afraid of blood, so.
Yeah, there's no blood in physical therapy.
I hope not.
Sometimes
I think in Rena's field, she sees blood. Yeah.
Rena, I'm curious about your clientele. You say that you treat gender non-conforming people, right? I don't know how to ask this in a delicate way.
Yeah.
Are their bodies different from regular women bodies? And how do handle that difference?
Yep. Every bodies come in all shapes and sizes.
I know,
so, you know, I do work with a lot of women. I work with a lot of men, and I also work with these gender non-conforming athletes. And again, you adjust your treatment style and the way that you handle bodies based on what's in front of you. And I would say it's usually more about getting into the psychology of the person when you're treating. It's not necessarily about the body size.
Why was it important for you to center your work in that community that you mentioned was underserved?
So going back to what brought me to physical therapy in the first place, as a young girl and an athlete, when I was swimming at that time, this was in high school, I was training 2.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. And when I went to physical therapy, my therapists were mostly men. I don't necessarily think that makes a difference, but at least in the way that they treated me, it didn't sound like they took me as a serious athlete, someone who was training for something, who had goals. After this particular injury and going through the whole process, there was a point where I was considering trying to get recruited for college. And then while this injury happened, my performance tanked and I had to pivot. And while I still had a pretty fruitful career, I do feel that it affected me in a way that I was very disappointed about what I feel like I might have missed out on if I was able to get the care that I thought I needed, which of course, looking back on it now, is much different than what I was thinking as a high school girl at 16 years old. But
So when you became physical therapists, professionals, did you stop with weightlifting, or are you still continuing doing this?
Oh, we're still competing.
We're still active. Yeah, we're still
Are you
active.
competing?
Yeah.
Professionally, both of you? Oh.
Yeah, we're both active, both like locally and nationally. We go to national meets.
Is there like Filipino meets?
Oh,
For
that would be
weightlifters?
great. That's such
We
a great
should do
idea.
that.
If we started because of Makilala,
That is
we
such
definitely
a great
Yeah.
idea.
We should definitely
We should do that.
I feel like
because
there's
one of
a-
the coaches at
In my gym,
At your gym.
yeah, one of our coaches is Filipino. So
All right. Wait, do you compete? Both of you?
yeah.
I mean,
So-
you compete against each other?
we're in
No.
different weight
Different
classes,
different weight
so
classes.
so we don't compete against each other,
Okay.
but we
Yeah.
do go to the same competitions.
Yeah.
Ah,
You should definitely do it. Filipino
this is a great idea.
meet.
Why didn't you just join a beauty contest?
People are different, motivated
Yeah.
by different things, Cristina.
Different industries. You know, that's where most Filipino women go.
So, in Filipino culture, we mention it as in the whole episode is this is mentality, or okay lang. How does this mindset affect how our community deals with pain or injury? Have you seen that in your practice?
I guess it really does, right? Particularly in Filipino culture, we're known to be resilient people. You know, there's a reason why, like after Katrina, the Filipino American community was one of the first communities to rebuild really fast, right? We were just so resilient. We will endure. That's great, right? In sports and in rehabilitation, you'll need some form of mental toughness. Unfortunately, the other side of that coin is when you're just really enduring, you may be suffering in silence, or maybe you may not be wanting to ask for help. So
You don't want to be a burden.
exactly,
to your family.
which is such a big value that we really hold on to. So on one side, it serves us, right? It serves, let's say if you have a physical goal, people will push through. On the other end, it's quite lonely. And the other end, it can stop you from asking for help, which can delay your care, which can delay your healing. It's tough.
Yeah. I definitely, as you're talking, I'm already imagining like my own parents,
Right.
our titos, our titas, just like help push. And I just hope that it ends with that generation, that we are more open to asking for help and seeing the resources that we can go to you. Like it's not about, or is it about affordability and accessibility. Like that's my thing. It's like, oh, why do I need to go see a PT? I could just, watch a YouTube video.
Well, insurance pays for it, right?
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Tell us.
insurance pays for it.
So, so as we know, our healthcare system in the U.S. is interesting. And so
It's broken.
Yes, it's very
Okay.
broken. And so in my practice, and I'm sure Zeena, you could speak to this too, to provide the level of care that we want to provide, we have to be either cash-based or out-of-network because the requirements that insurance puts in place for people to check the box to say this person has recovered, it's so low level that if you can walk around for 10 minutes maybe, they say, okay, you're good to go.
Wow.
That's it. And so for most people in New York City, walking 10 minutes doesn't get you very far. So you need to be able to do more, and we need to be able to spend that time with our patients to be able to get them there. And so, yes, it does become a matter of affordability. And I think both of us try to come up with ways to make it more affordable to people. So for me, for example, I've tried to do, it's almost like group rehab, but it's really group training or group prehab, we could say, to try to prevent injury before they start. I don't know if you have any programs that you've started like that as well.
Ours is more so individual. However, we'll give you a program, and that program you can follow for X amount of weeks. So in a sense, you're paying for one session, but the care that you're getting is at least 6 weeks. In particular, in our practice too, we try and offer sliding scale options as well.
That's right.
To address the barrier of affordability.
Do you think that the consciousness of individuals, particularly in the Filipino American community, has something to do with a generational gap, that they're not familiar with the kind of services that you provide? In the older days, they have like what you call hilot. So it's an indigenous kind of physical
Is that the
therapy.
same, Lily? Hilot and physical therapy.
Oh,
Hilot is
what
more
do you think?
massage, right? Isn't hilot more
Is that a form of
massage?
maybe you wouldn't consider it as scientific, but just tell us.
I guess it's a form of healing, right? And as physical therapists, we offer healing, and we can view it from a Western lens where we're like, okay, our title is physical therapist, but traditionally, people in our community, helots, they were healing people, and whether or not they were doing anything physical, it still helped people. So I guess yes and no. Our methods are very, very different. Pick it up. Our methods are very, very different. Rena, from a physical therapy standpoint, the difference between physical
and
versus just massage.
So I would say in my practice, I've actually moved away from doing a lot of massage on my patients because I try to move them more towards active healing. And I do have massage therapists and chiropractors and other allied health professionals that I refer out to if that is something that they are specifically seeking. But as far as my methods, I try to keep them active in the treatment instead of doing something that's more passive.
What are
You'd
some
be
examples
surprised
of
that-
active?
I'm sorry.
What are some examples of active healing? Like some of the practices that you probably do.
So a lot of them would be movement based. So as far as prescribing something movement based, we can suggest that people take a certain style of yoga to help with their mobility, or to help with decreasing the stress on their nervous system, and try to get them into a better place where their body isn't just their nervous system is not so heightened all the time. I would say active is pretty much something that somebody that can do it for themselves, as opposed to relying on a whole other person to do it for them.
You use equipment too, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll get out a foam roller or a band or anything that can help them accomplish a task.
That's right.
We try to find it for them.
So I wanted to talk also about representation, because I didn't realize how many Filipino PTs there are and how many more we should have. So tell us about your journey in that community, because when I was reading your bio, Dr. Zeena, about Filipino American sports therapist, like there's a whole association.
Yes, there
for
is.
this?
Yeah,
There's-
there's
okay.
3,000 of us in the Facebook group. Yeah,
In New York.
Only New York. I
think
think
nationally?
Nationally, yes, yes,
Cool.
yes.
Okay, so Filipina, not even just regular PT. That's Filipina.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
specifically
wow.
Filipino
Yeah.
Filipino American.
Oh,
Is
physical
this
therapist.
organization, has it been around for a long time?
Yes, they've been
Wow.
operating for over like 10 years too.
Oh,
Yeah.
so talk to us about that community. Like, do you find support? Do you find resources? What do you lean on them for?
The Facebook group is very active. It's amazing the information that you can get with just crowdsourcing. People will ask about employment. People will ask how to process their papers. People will ask how to study to pass the board.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great to have that, particularly if you're an immigrant, and also if you're a Filipino American trying to connect with people from back home.
I feel like there should be a directory.
There should be.
Yeah,
there should be.
Okay, we have to do a couple things here.
We have to make
start up
Filipino
a
weightlifting meet.
you have a Filipino American directory, and we also have to advocate to get you guys more reimbursement.
Yes.
So
Love
my
it.
dad is a recovering stroke patient.
Mhm.
So we go to PT every week, and we only pay something like $7.
Oh, that's amazing.
You just got
Wow.
coverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has
You have good
coverage.
insurance then.
That is
Not
very
a
good
lot of people
insurance.
have coverage.
So
Yeah.
do we have something like that kind of a payment scale here in New York?
I mean, it's very practice dependent. It depends.
It depends. Okay,
Um,
it depends on the kind of therapy also that he's getting.
Not necessarily. So the insurance companies don't really discriminate based on specialty or
Okay.
based on. I mean, they will. The utilization reviewers for insurance companies, if you're going through insurance, you send in your evaluation and they decide. It's not even we don't decide. They decide. It's like, oh, you have a stroke. Well, you're going to get 20 visits for X
Okay.
amount of time, and that's it. And if you're not better, then oh well.
You have to pay
Yes.
out of pocket.
Then usually you have to pay out of pocket. So it's an unfortunate case of we don't get to dictate
Right.
as well. We get to dictate because we don't deal with insurance
Insurance, yeah.
companies, but
Yeah, that's right.
but that's typically the process.
To segue, because I know we have a few more minutes, for young Filipinos watching who might be interested in the field of PT, or in sports or in healthcare, what encouragement or advice would you give them to get into that field?
First point is to find somebody who's doing exactly what you are interested in. And especially in physical therapy, there are so many different avenues. We work in sports. That's such a niche place to be. But you could do neurologic rehab. You could work specifically with kids. You could work with concussions, spinal cord injuries. So there are a lot of avenues. So getting experience observing different ones and trying to find the people who are where you want to be would be my first point of advice.
So physical therapists who specialize in sports like you is probably a smaller
Niche.
universe.
Very small.
Oh, okay.
And Dr. Zeena, what's your advice for young Filipinos?
I think my biggest advice, as Rena alluded to it, there's very specific fields in physical therapy. If you choose one, make sure to spend a good time within that community to better know their needs. When you better know the needs of a community that you want to serve, you can better help them.
That's good.
Yeah.
One of my last questions is, what is one small practical habit our viewers can start today to take better care of their bodies?
What do we choose? There's so many. Drink water. The biggest thing is really every day trying to carve out time for just you. We talked about
That's a good one.
we talked about how Filipinos, Filipino Americans, we've been raised in this this culture of putting everybody else before us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so I think carving out 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day for just you is one step closer.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're a recovering suck it up buttercup person, which I used to be a lot, I think it's really important to at least take the time out of your day to think about, well, what are my needs are today, whether it be physical, emotional, mental. And then lastly, take a walk. Walking is so easily
that's the best.
accessible.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Very practical. That and water.
Walk
So-
in water, right?
Yes.
And
Walk in
rest.
water. Yes.
And sleep. Yes.
Yes.
Go to sleep.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Rena, Dr. Zeena. We do have to close the episode. So my last question is really, how do we get more information about your work? If there's a young Filipino that wants to get mentored by you and find out more about the sports physical therapy field, how do we find out more about it?
I am most active on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is Rena Eleázar PT. And as I mentioned before, I'm the director of sports performance for New York Gridlock. Our season will be starting in April. So if you want to come out to games, we'll be playing around the city, possibly up in Westchester as well. So I'm around.
Okay.
You can reach me through my Instagram as well, Zeena DPT, or at Good Reps Physical Therapy. Holler at me. I'm very responsive. Within 24 hours.
Yes, boundaries. It's also another
48 hours on the weekends.
Yeah.
Are you both on Facebook?
Well, yes, I am.
Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So thank you again to our special guest.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
This is
us.
really fun.
So
It's good to
really-
connect.
I love it. So thank you for Dr. Rena Eleázar, Dr. Zeena Rose Hernandez for joining us in this episode of Makilala TV. We'd also like to thank our hosts, Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and all of our viewers and supporters. Sa ulitin.